is a good initiative for Mr. Warner. CONCACAF and FIFA are pretty much the domain of young people, and so for them to be going outside of the realm of just football but also to looking at youth as a whole is very powerful. I think young people are going to be encouraged with forums like this, and I'm just happy
from Napoli Girls High School. I think the summit was a complete waste of finances, especially at this time when we're in economic crisis, because I think our money can be better spent improving our infrastructure, such as the San Fernando General Hospital, which right now if you go and you're an emergency patient, you might have to wait 12 hours to get to bed, and it's ridiculous. And we need to improve our traffic also. To get to my school, it only takes 6 minutes, but it takes an hour every morning, and that is ridiculous as well. And we can do a lot more important things to help our country with our money instead of just hosting it. And we only clean up because the leaders came. We didn't do it for our people, and then also because the leaders came, yeah, we helped the vagrant problem. But what about us? What about the people who live here? Why didn't we do that before the summit? These things should be continuous, not just because we have a summit. These things should change.
Now, what are your feelings on the youth summit that is coming up, that is happening tomorrow? How do you think it's going to impact upon you as a young person as well as people in the country?
I think the Youth Summit is an interesting idea. I'm very appreciative of Mr. Jack Warner for hosting it and bringing down Miss Donna Brazile, because I think it will be very inspiring. These, especially women, will be uplifted and empowered, because even though women are rising in positions in Trinidad and Tobago, in some cases we're still like second-rate citizens, and to see a strong woman come and be able to talk to us and relate her ideas and opinions to us, I think it's a great thing.
As a young person, what are your feelings on the current political situation in Trinidad and Tobago, especially when it comes to the United National Congress?
I think we're in a tough situation right now, because I really don't think they're doing enough for the country. CUP, nobody has enough face for them to vote, and then UNC can't even run a party, never mind run a country. So I don't know I think it's up to a new generation to take over the country, because right now we're stuck in the same old rut, and it seems to me like we want change, the people want change, but the government is only worried about appearances, and they're not really helping us.
Tazia Abdul, I go to Napoli Girls High School.
Yeah, so you've been invited to what is considered to be the summit of the youth. It's happening tomorrow at the Center of Excellence. What do you think is going to be achieved by this?
Well, first of all, I think it's an excellent idea to involve the youth in decision-making process. I think the organizers should be commended on involving the youth. And I think, how can the youth affect change, you said? Definitely by bringing out vibrance and perseverance and open-mindedness, because definitely the youths are very open-minded and not resistant to change. And I think that is the most important thing that youths can bring into the world today.
What do you see as the role of the young person in politics, not only in Trinidad, but in the Caribbean as a whole, seeing that we have a senator from Barbados who I believe is just about 23 years old?
First of all, I think that youths, the most important thing about going into the world today and now coming out of school is to maintain your integrity. I think that's the biggest change that young people can bring into the working world. We need to maintain our integrity, and young people are very vibrant people and ready to make things happen. I think we need to keep that energy with us, and that's the biggest thing that we can do.
Out of all the politicians that we have, both past and present, who would you see as a role model and why?
Definitely Mr. Winston Ducaran. I admire him for his humility, his foresight, his leadership qualities. I love Mr. Winston Ducaran.
I'm Anastasia Ali, and I'm at St. Augustine Girls High School.
So you belong to the constituency of Bassat Barra, is that correct?
No, I do not. I go to school there.
Oh, you go to school there?
Yes.
Alright. Who is your MP?
Neil Passanal.
On his performance over the last year, coming into 2 years, from a young person's point of view, what would you say? Has it been good, bad, fair?
I stand in difference on that point. I think more that we only see certain things done around election time, and it's the budget that has gone, in my opinion, it's been more an election budget and things like that. I don't think that it's fair to the people who vote them in, because I mean it's not promoting a democratic society, but by the people, of the people, and for the people. It's not like that. It's more, let's see what we can probably get out of this, and I don't like what they're promoting. I think we should be more geared towards the people of our nation and towards the people of our region and caring about their needs and what they want.
Now, Mr. Personal is one of the younger MPs, ministers we have in Trinidad. Do you think that his activities as a minister and even as an MP is geared towards encouraging youth involvement in the parliament?
I think on a general basis, not only with him, it's not so much geared towards involving youth or looking at their perspectives or what they have in mind. I think more we see that we blame the youth for a lot, but we don't try to involve them into much, and it's as though youth don't have a say, but it should not be that way. Youth have a lot to say, we have a lot of ideas, and we have a lot of good ideas.
Now, continuing on that trend of thought, what would you do if given the chance to have more youth participation? What kind of participation do you see should be allowed to young people in politics?
We see, I would hope and love to see more organizations of campaigns and such and meetings with youth to see their ideas, to see their thoughts on politics on our nation, and not just have policy making bodies create and generate laws for, we're having constitutional reform, and we need the youth say in that. We need their involvement on that part as well.
Right. Before we wrap this session up quickly, are you interested in becoming a politician?
Yes, one day I shall be the very first female Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago,